Hey guys, what is going on? August Young here, DocSports.com, back with your NBA rundown for Monday, November 4th. We're not going to waste too much time here. 5-2 on our NBA rundown on Saturday. Nice winning free picks there. Did not have any on Sunday, was focusing on the NFL. But we are back here for Monday. And please remember that it's college basketball season starting today, and you can get my premium selections at Doc Sports. But let's not waste too much time and dive right in. First game, Milwaukee Bucks at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs laying 7 here, total at 230. Personally, I think the Cavs are the play here. I don't have much narrative to add apart from the fact that the Bucks are generally not playing good basketball. Cleveland continue to make big plays, still undefeated on the season. I think they keep it rolling here, and I like them at -7. Moving on to the Golden State Warriors at the Washington Wizards. Warriors laying 10, total at 231. It is tough laying double digits on the road, but I feel Washington have been overperforming, and it shows with their spread numbers. Golden State playing at a really high level of basketball right now, especially on the offensive end. That first half against Houston was outstanding. They almost blew that lead, obviously, but they did pick up the win in overtime, and they still covered the spread as underdogs. I like Golden State here with so much blowout potential against an overperforming Wizards team. Moving on to the Los Angeles Lakers at the Detroit Pistons. We have the Lakers laying 7.5, total at 227.5. LA failed to cover in 2 straight now. Defense is definitely a problem for this team. They've allowed 125 in the win over the Raptors, and now averaging, their opponents are now averaging 122.2 points per game their last 5. Luckily for them, Detroit are not exactly a team that should test them much in that way. But to be fair to the Pistons, though, they are 4-3 against the spread despite playing the 5th toughest strength of schedule. Lakers, though, have played the tougher strength of schedule, ranking 2nd in the league, and I do like them here at -7, which is available at some spots. But we do have to keep an eye on a few things. Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell, D'Lo, who are all listed as game time decisions. Moving on here, we do have the Boston Celtics at the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not going to touch on this one as I may have a premium play. It isn't actually confirmed yet. I did cash in with the Hawks yesterday though, but I'm not going to touch on this one just in case. Memphis Grizzlies at the Brooklyn Nets. Grizzlies -5, total at 225.5. Back-to-back spots for the Nets, coming off an abysmal performance last night. They usually play Memphis tough though. Grizz are dealing with a ton of injury issues as well, although Ben Simmons is out for the Nets. I don't really think that matters based on my on and off stats that I keep an eye on. We want to keep tabs here on Bojan Bogdanovic, who is listed as a game time decision as well. I lean with Memphis though, who are playing the better basketball at the moment despite the injury concerns. Now moving on, Sacramento Kings at the Miami Heat. Have the Heat laying 1.5, total 225. It's just not a very good travel spot for Sacramento in general, and Miami have dominated the head-to-head series at home. They've won 5 straight. This will also be the Kings' 3rd game in 4 nights. Kevin Love and Duncan Robinson are game time decisions, as is Kevin Huerter for Sacramento. I do lean with the Heat here, who I believe get their first home cover of the season. Moving on, Utah Jazz, Chicago Bulls. The Bulls are laying 7.5, total at 228. Has to be the Bulls here. Utah 0-6 straight up on the season, failed to cover in 3 straight now and 4 of their last 5. Chicago have played the toughest strength of schedule and have the rest advantage. Also happy to lay the 7.5 here. Moving on to the New York Knicks at the Houston Rockets. Knicks laying 2 on the road, total at 218. But I like this spot for Houston. They blew what would have been the biggest comeback in team history versus the Warriors. Rough first half for them. Still, this team is good and much better than their 3-3 record indicates. Always a tough out at home to play them. Much better than that record indicates, as mentioned, and they do have the rest and travel advantage. Only concern is that the Knicks have dominated in the head-to-head series. Knicks played the #1 toughest strength of schedule too. But I believe with minimal rest, that will catch up to them here versus a young and hungry Rockets team. So happy to take Houston as home dogs. Moving on, Charlotte Hornets at Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves laying 10, total at 227. Minnesota will be the play here. Charlotte cannot play any defense. The Timberwolves are getting a few extra points here in my opinion based on their pretty poor 1-5 ATS record on the season. But a blowout win for them is coming sooner or later, and I think they get it done here. This Hornets team have allowed 122 points per game their last 5. They're also banged up on the injury report. Minnesota pretty healthy. Only game time decision for them will be Rudy Gobert. Keep an eye on that. But I think they managed to win this one by double digits. Now, Orlando Magic at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder laying 12.5. It's a big number. Total at 215.5. Buy low, sell high for me. Magic 2-5 ATS. Thunder 5-1 ATS. Now you look at Orlando, they are on a back-to-back after an awful blowout where they didn't overextend energy. That game was over before halftime versus the Mavs. They obviously are struggling here without Paolo Banchero, but 12.5 is a huge number. Now, could they lose by 20? Absolutely they could. Still, I do think there is value here at 12.5. You can hear my dog drinking, interrupting this as usual. Portland Trailblazers at New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans -2.5, total at 220.5. This number seems pretty low to a lot of you guys, but seriously, there is a reason that we faded them last night and we cashed. These guys are depleted. They have no Herbert Jones, no CJ McCollum, no Trey Murphy, no DeJounte Murray, and obviously now you have Zion, which is listed as a game time decision. Portland have been covering too, despite playing a challenging strength of schedule. Pelicans had a super easy strength of schedule, still cannot cover the spread. Blazers at +3 for me here, which is available at some spots. Now, Indiana Pacers at the Dallas Mavericks. Mavs laying 5, total at 237.5. Back-to-back here for Dallas, who cruised last night versus Orlando, as we mentioned. Pacers with solid rest in this spot, being undervalued likely too after losing 4 of their last 5. I like them here as small dogs at the key number of 5. It's an NBA key number 5. There is 5, 6, 7, and of course 3. Now, Toronto Raptors at Denver Nuggets. Nuggets -10, total at 231.5. Now, Nuggets finally had a big performance last game, but I still need to see it consistently from this team before I make them double-digit favorites here, especially against a Raptors team that have been a complete cover machine, now 6-1 ATS. Toronto have also played the tougher strength of schedule. Give me the dogs here at +10. Now, Philadelphia 76ers at Phoenix Suns. Suns -7, total at 224.5. Could get the return of Paul George based on reports. I like the over if that is the case at 224. You have Philadelphia. They're 4-1 to the over so far this season as their defense has sucked. And that's despite their offense not really clicking. You bring PG back into the fold. I like it. You know, keep in mind, keep an eye on it. Here's a game time decision. But both teams can push a pace, and I think this number's lower than it should be based on the fact that 4 of the last 5 have gone under, but I lean with the over. Final game here, San Antonio Spurs, Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers -4.5, total at 215.5. Now, I personally made this line accurate on both sides, but I'm going to share something with you from a few sharp guys that have been in my messages here that do share information with me. They do like the Clippers, so that might give you some direction. I kind of understand it in the sense that the Clippers have dominated the head-to-head matchup. They've won 7 straight and they've covered in 5 of them. Spurs probably getting overvalued a bit after covering 3 straight and 4 of their last 5. So I guess the lean would be the Clippers at 4.5. And guys, if you do want free picks, down below in the description, there is a free $60 account you can activate. If you're not a member of Doc Sports, click that link. Get a free $60, no obligation. You can use it towards my premium selections over at Doc Sports. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick NBA rundown, quick fire. I'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, November 5th. This is August Young with DogSports.com.